When you talk about freedom, what comes to mind? Now, hold on to it. We're going to drop ourselves into the 1940s, World War II, and the Cold War, a time of conflicting ideologies. Each had its own version of what will make them free. But isn't freedom just being free? Free from what? Let's see. First, let's start easy. Here in the United States, we see freedom as being free from oppression. Free to do almost whatever we want without worrying about being prosecuted unjustly by a government. It's simple, but an idea that was set in the very beginnings of the United States. While there is clear political divisions in the country, the disagreements are more about the finer points of government oversight. The vast majority of the populace would and do rally against the threat to their definition of freedom. Now let's talk about an easily relatable group. Free France, or the French resistance to the German occupation in World War II, they had a similar view of freedom, except it was something they had and did in fact have it taken away. Freedom was to have their own country back and govern themselves. They actively drove that idea for support from the local citizens and friendly nations. The Soviet Union had an ideology that is heavily debated. Their view of freedom is rooted in the idea that no one is above or below you. With no private businesses, people were meant to be free from corrupt business practices, and no one was supposed to be able to hold a large amount of wealth above the rest. However, the government strayed from the original idea while still claiming to be a part of it. This ideology was stressed, and anyone who opposed it or questioned the government was demonized. Freedom in the Empire of Japan was more about freedom for the country than for any individual. For years before, Japan dealt with occupation and forced cooperation from foreign nations. Freedom was to force the world into treating them as equals, so that Japan as a nation would have the freedom to prosper and trade on its own terms. Fighting and dying for the freedom of Japan was an honor. The way freedom was used in Nazi Germany was hypocritical but effective. The idea of freedom was used to rally the people of Germany after the First World War, that they were cheated and being oppressed by other national governments, and blame for the current state of Germany was placed on other nations and people. To attack and occupy other lands was to free themselves and take what was owed to them. We could go on for a while, with many more examples. But the point is that freedom can mean different things to different people. All of them are true to the people who believe it. The use of the word freedom can sway many hearts and minds, if used effectively. History has shown us this, and even now it is very effective. You can find proof of this just by turning on the news.